Tin Hut. Hi guys, Splatton here. Today I got a special treat for you. This is the second figure that Shieldwolf Miniatures sent me. This is their twin-headed dragon. A really cool figure, and we're going to take a look at it in just a moment. But I really want to take the opportunity to thank Shieldwolf Miniatures for providing me with one of these. I did not pay for it. They gave me one and sent it out for review and painting. Gave me just free reign to do whatever I wish to it with. So I really appreciate that. I also want to say that their Kickstarter will be kicking off perhaps around the second week in January, so be looking out for that. I suggest you go by and look at the old Kickstarters and see what they offered. They're going to do some different things this time around. They've learned from that first Kickstarter project, and they're going to do things differently. There's confusion about how to order and the coin system and everything, so they're going to revamp that and do a different system. So don't let that dissuade you, but certainly be looking for that in the near future. Sorry I didn't get this up the day after the Orc Shaman, but they said that they were waiting for some other reviews from a couple of websites, and so they wanted me to wait till the 10th, and now I'm just getting around to it on the 14th. But they gave me to go ahead. Some confusion and problems with the other websites doing what they were supposed to. So here we go. Like I said, this is a twin-headed dragon. First off, well, you get an MDF base. There, I think it's 50 by 75, 50 by 100. I don't know, I didn't measure it. But anyway, it's going to sit like so. And then here's the tree that he's grasping for, where you connect the 4 points. The only concern I have with this miniature is connecting up the feet, because if there might need some adjustment with the casting process as far as their models needing to be bent or something like that. That's the only concern I have. The model is great itself. You see the detail and the texture in the tree, how sharply cast the feet are. They have register peg holes. You have some armor down here. There's a spear tip right there. So, just a great piece to start off with. Now here's the main body of the figure. It's going to be a long, slender dragon. The teeth are well cast. They're very hard, and they kind of hurt if you press on hard enough. There you see there is a little flash, and there are some mold lines on this particular piece coming across here, but I kind of like it right there because I can make that into battle damage on the armor plate. These are armor plates here. This is not scales. These are scales back here. You see the register marks to put into the other tail piece and for the legs themselves. The miniature itself, they have some muscle work and some hint of detail right there as far as a scale. But then you have the underbelly scales or whatever these called on a dragon. But you don't see any individual scales. And when I first got it, I was like, huh. But then I got to think about it more and more, and I thought, how brilliant. Because since there's no individual kind of oblong or misshapen scales in here that if you wish to dry brush or either highlight each individual one, what does that mean? You can do anything to this dragon. You can paint scales on if you wish to, in whatever kind of scale pattern you wish to. You can do sort of like dinosaur stripes that you see in illustrations, where the zigzaggy kind of stripes that come around like that come to a point. You can even do kind of lizard stripes down, wavy lengthwise. You can paint it smooth. You can create textures in here. In other words, you can do whatever you want to, and you're not limited by the way the piece is sculpted. And I thought, you know, after a little while of reflection, I thought, you know, that is a tremendous idea, because you can do whatever you wish to with it as well. Add textures, paint it smooth. Add stripes, just anything and everything that you can think of, you can do to add spots to it. Just whatever. Now there are some mold lines right there and right here as well. But what's really cool about this, and I'll show you the wings and then I'll show you what's really cool, but you see the great leathery detail and texture on the wings with the striations and all the veining. And on the back, and a little bit of flash, but it's not going to be all that big a deal to clean it up. Now this one, the cool thing about this, it has a blade on it, as you see there. So, and then more, you know, you got some flash in this hole, but great texturing on the wings, very sharp details for the hook claw point. Got some banding. You can do that as leather or some kind of you know, white cloth, whatever you wish to do. But the cool thing about this is, let me show you, is the fit on these. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Very minimal work. If you let the glue ooze out and then spread it back out, you could probably get by without doing any kind of seam work at all. Perhaps, because look at the close tolerances you have there. Same way with this wing. This one has this part molded in, but it just slots right in. Perfect. I mean, how well thought out this kit is. And if I turn it over and then put it back in there so you can see the underside, see? Amazing. Like I said, you know, just have a little extra glue so it can ooze out and be squeezed out the sides, and then you can just smooth that out with a sculpting tool, your finger or cotton bud or a toothpick, and perhaps you won't have to do much seam work, if any, on the wing portions. And yeah, it's going to be amazing sitting up there like that. It's a good size model. Now on to the bag. You have, once again, you see a lot of great detail on the spines. They are a little flexible, but they're very sharply cast. Some little mold release ports here and some mold lines that have to be cleaned up. But once again, you've got your register there, and you just pop it in like so, and see, you got a nice join. Excellent detail as far as thinking about how they have to cut this model up to be able to produce it in pieces. Now, as far as the legs, I don't know which one this is. I'm just going to try to put it somewhere. I think it's going to be this one. But as you squeeze them in, maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's going to be that one. My bad. You'll have to clean up the peg so it'll sit down on it a little further. But should be minimal joint work there as well. Another good detail. You got leather you get to paint. You got armor that you can do dark. You can do bright, bronze, copper. Now this is going to be one of the hands here, and as yep, that one right there. You're going to have a little work on this one, as you see, but not too bad. It's not going to be a never-ending process. And I might have it just in the wrong spot. I believe that was the right spot. Yeah, that was the right spot. Then another, I think this is the leg for over here. Maybe it wasn't the leg. Yes, that's the leg. See? As long as you sit there and get it tight, you'll have very minimal on these. And the way that overlaps right there, if I can get it back in. Well, there we go. Very nicely thought out. And then for the other one, for this side, you got another armor piece up here. And see, they've molded it in so that once you get it in the right place, very minimal work that you would have to do for gaps. Now, you have two heads. I don't know if this was molded this way since part of this horn is off, or because there's nothing in the bag or the kit, you know, where it was broke off. So it leads me to believe in the way it's smooth right there that this was intended. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill it out sort of like it's been damaged and hollowed out, because that's what horns do over time. So that's how I'm going to approach it. Then you have this armor piece with a collar, so when you put it on correctly, if you get it to the right spot, if I have it in the right spot, then you'll have one coming under like so. Just have to shave it so it'll seat better. Two-piece head. And you see the very sharply defined and detailed horns. Have to take out the little gates there, but you got a socket and a ball. Just put it in there and look. I mean, the seam just disappears. All you got to really worry about is just making sure that you get the parts connected well. See, you have the sits right on the jawline, and you got this little overhang piece, so it hides that part where it comes into at the jaws, and there's the face of it. Very sharply detailed teeth. I mean, just individually done. You know, no running together. Each one is individually molded there. You see, very crisp and clean. Just quality workmanship, and how thinking out their product. You see, there's no gap right there inside the mouth. Just everything comes together so well. Yes, you're going to have some issues, but you know what I'm talking about. So many kits that you have to fight with to get them to the spot they're supposed to be. This one, you won't have to do that. And so, you know, more armor plates. Or no, that's his molded part to his neck. But you could do, planning on doing like a breath weapon where you saw like in Desolation of Smaug with the dragon there. Like it's glowing as it's the breath attack is coming up out of his mouth. And this is supposed to be, in their envision of the product is a blue dragon. And I love the idea of that. I was thinking blue even before they told me what the color was, that he's going to be like a lightning attack or some kind of energy attack. So he's going to be a light blue with like a troll blood highlight underbelly. Then the OSL effects where in the mouth where it's about to unleash a breath attack on an opponent. So there's that. Now, this right here is for one of the heads. I can't remember exactly which one. I believe it was the heads or somewhere, anywhere. They needed two scales, and there's just a little slot for those two ridges to go into, and I can't find it right now, but I mean, it was made that way, and for the life of me, I can't find it. But anyway, it has these two like teeth or spikes on it, and I'm gonna share this with them so they can tell me what these two are, because I don't know where they go or if they're supposed to go anywhere. So anyway, I have those two extra. Maybe these are just some kind of fill ports. I don't know, but I thought they were part of, it's supposed to be stuck on the model somewhere, like spines or teeth. But that's it. Let me try to put this together with some blue tack as best I can. I won't be able to do it all, and just give you a rough idea about something. So back in a moment. Alright, I want to just give you some idea of it. There's the face. There's the other face and the wings and how they'll attach. Give you some idea that a tree would, once the other, if I can do that, the feet would come in about like that, so it would sit something like so. But you see, it'd be a very dynamic, very cool pose. So I want to thank Shieldwolf Miniatures for allowing me to have one of these. They didn't ask anything. They just said, here you go, paint it up. But I'm very impressed with their product, and I'm looking forward to their Kickstarter. So go by and check them out, shieldwolfminiatures.com. They might have a newsletter that you could sign up for. Be looking out for their second Kickstarter coming in the middle of January. And go by and look at the old Kickstarter to see the products that they have. I'm looking forward to it this time around for sure. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'll be happy to help any way I can. But also go by and say hello to these fine people. Let them know that I sent you by. Won't help you any, but I'd like to know I'm making a difference for them and their products. But I'm really looking forward to putting some paint on them. The studio colors, I haven't seen anything painted. They said you could paint it up pretty much like you want, but they told me that it is like a blue dragon, and I was thinking, even before they told me what it was, that's the way I was going to do it. And so you can do so much with this, and I'm looking forward to it as well. So stay tuned, and hopefully you'll see a tutorial or tutorials or a painted figure for too long. Well, this is General Splatton, and I'll talk again. Dismissed.